Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where we look into the collective energy, what's going on right now for all of us. We got a little bit of a headache today, and it has been a stressful high energy week for me, and I haven't read for the collective in a while, so I'm guessing that you guys might be having the same thing too. Let's dig into the cards. All right, everything's been pre-shuffled. I'm just gonna do a little more. All right. So I'm gonna start by pulling a Celtic Cross, and then we will pull some clarifiers and end with a few overall cards. But all right, let's get going. Oh, I gotta get ready for this one. All right, Spirit, where is the collective at right now? Thank you. All right, current energy. Prince of Swords. I just had a song pop into my head. Kind of like a gospel-y song, like we're on our way to the promised land, something like that. Truth searching. On our way, figuring stuff out. His chariot has got the eagle right there. To me, eagles, they fly high, close to the divine, so they are message carriers between our world and the divine world. All right, where have we been in the past? The star. The star. So I just taught a tarot theory class two days ago. And going through the major arcana, I personally had like a little revelation about this star card that I've never had before. And it's the idea that it is like wish upon a star, dreams come true, but it's the wish and the dream, not the coming true part. It's that like that hope, the feeling you get from the wish. So in the past, it's kind of like finally figuring out what you want to do, and now you're ready to go do it. It's that kind of excitement, that kind of wishing, good, hopeful feeling is the star. So that's in the past. Prince of Swords in the current energy. We're on our way. We figured it out. Future, where are we headed to? Four of Cups. This one says luxury. A little bit of overwhelm in the future. A little bit of overwhelm, which is fine. Which is fine. We're re-stabilizing ourselves emotionally in the future. Now that we've had this expanse and this movement forward and this realignment from the star, we're kind of in unknown territory again with our emotions. So we kind of have to recalibrate everything and figure it out to get balance again. Conscious energy, King of Cups. Emotionally driven, open, forward. Vulnerable. Very vulnerable. But like a happy, joyous vulnerability. Like, look at him. He's so open and like very much kind of like a happy fool energy too. Like, let's do this. I'm ready. But he's ready because he believes in himself and he has his own emotional stability. Again, emotional stability coming in. Subconsciously, Ace of Cups. And for those of you wondering, this is from a different deck. This is, I think, the Herbal Tarot. Once upon a time, I lost my Ace of Cups card from this deck, and I didn't want to buy a new deck, so I just replaced it with the card from one I rarely use. But Ace of Cups, subconscious energy, back to the focus. Cups, cups, cups. all focused around this mental energy in the middle, the Prince of Swords. I think this harks back to either my last reading or the reading before it, where it was all about learning how to become our own endless inner cup, to get the pump flowing correctly so that we can always refill our own cup and always have it overflow. Figure out how to do that for ourselves. So subconsciously, I think that's what's driving us. To then express that in our outer world consciously. As above, so below, as within, so without. All right, sorry, my brain's just kind of spiraling with the theory here. A pattern of our energetic weather right now is, all right, so we're all aware that like life is the day-to-day, the 3D, the meat suit part of our existence. Feeding it, washing it, providing for it, you know, house, home, job, kids, that kind of stuff. But then we also exist as a soul and a spirit where we can astral travel or reincarnate or whatever your beliefs are, you know, physical, ethereal. I think what we're doing right now as a collective is learning how to shift things on that ethereal level to then allow for change on the 3D level. Because things move much easier at that higher spiritual level. There's no resistance. There's no physicality like in the 3D. Things are harder to move in the 3D. The struggles are more difficult in the 3D. And so our soul, our inner, this energy, the subconscious, if we learn how to refill that, then easily we can live with this kind of energy in our day-to-day life. And we will stumble and get confused because it's new expressing this kind of energy on our conscious plane and getting that alignment. All right, I hope that makes sense. That was a little out there intense, but it's what I got. All right, our advice. Temperance, balance. Balance, balance, balance. Take it slow and steady. Slow and steady. This is what energy we're moving into, is finding the emotional balance in this new reality. Getting our bearings from our heart center. So the advice is to take it slow, dip back into what's familiar, move into what's new. Find your center. And divine is here to help us. That's what temperance is always about, is like divine help. Divine help. You've done a lot of hard work. Spirit's here to help heal you and prepare you for the rebirth. Outside energy. 4 swords. Patience. Patience, patience, patience. It's going to take, we got 4 of cups. 4 swords, that balance, that stability, that square energy again. Foundational. Foundational. We are building a foundation at a new energy level right now. Sorry, I love seeing this. Subconscious into the conscious. That's gorgeous. Ace to king. Ace to king. This feels really, really good, guys. Really, really good. All right. Hopes and fears is next. 9 of Swords. This is just anxiety. This is The fact that right now our central energy is swords. We want to do it right. We want to elevate correctly. We want to make sure that we're not going to screw this up. Which now I'm hearing is good and bad. It's keeping ourselves accountable. Keeping ourselves accountable to continue with this process, even though it's slow. And even though there will be some emotional instability as we try to find the stability. Because you can't know what stable is unless you know what it also doesn't feel like. That's why there's light and dark, yin and yang. So yeah, even though we're doing all this emotional, sorry, brain just died on me. Okay, so it looks like we're moving into emotional stability and we're moving into the other side of the star energy where the dreams do come true because we're figuring out how to get there. Living from our heart, having our own cup filled, and yet Spirit is telling us to remember that this process will take a lot of patience, divine intervention, and we will continue to have some worries and fears about this. And it's not just going to magically poof, we're different people overnight. It's a process. There will be struggle. That's how you do it. Especially since we have this as the future energy. So this is the next step, is surrendering to the fact that it's going to be unstable for a while because we need to find the stability. And there's no way to do that except to go through the instability. Does that make sense? I really hope that makes sense. I'm hearing Kali Ma energy, that destruction is the creation. You need to crack the eggs to make the cake. We're at the egg cracking stage. Figure out what we can do with it. Where are we at right now? What's possible? All right, total outcome. The moon. All right, I actually really like this. I really, really like this because so often in tarot readings that I either do myself or that I see other YouTube readers do, the message ends up being so big picture that like the outcome or like where it's leading, that's like, it could be 10, 15 years down the road. Like, yes, this is what we're doing and this is where you're going to get. But the reading doesn't allow for the fact that like, there's a lot more time in there than you think. So I really like that this reading, Spirit is showing us that like, no, we are at this step right now. We are at the step. Oh wait, the start of the moon. Past energy, and this is our outcome. I can't read Roman numerals right now. 17 to 18. 17 to 18. We're going from one step to the next. And this is all what's involved from going to the star to the moon. We have the wishes, our compass is aligned. We now know what our wishes and dreams really are, completely aligned with our true heart center. And all of this is the hard work to go into the next step, which is willing to go through the darkness and the shadows to find out how we get to where this is pointing. And then after the moon comes the sun. But right now we're moving from star to moon energy as a collective. Again, the entire table is blue, except for this has got a little bit of green in it. And then this, we've got the yellow of the moon. And then this beautiful advice card, Temperance, moving from blue to yellow. Water, air, calm, focus, flow. Okay. I don't want to reiterate all 10 cards, so let's dig into the next deck, get some clarifiers, see what else Spirit wants to tell us about this. What do I want to clarify? What do I want? I want to clarify the star, maybe? I don't know, Spirit. What else do we need to know about this? Just open-ended. What else do you want to tell us? Thank you. All right, I'm just going to pull 3 cards. Knight of Cups. King of Swords. Look at that. Look at that, dude. Look at his face. Can you guys see that? Is it focused? I don't know. He's intense. Intense. And the star. Again, we have the star. All right, Spirit, what are we talking about with this? Balance between the head and the heart. Vulnerability. Leading to discernment. So these two are really kind of similar, is what I'm seeing, like pictorially, white horse holding the cup in the water. Living through our heart space, opening up, being vulnerable. That's what we need to focus on right now. Allowing the star to exist. Allowing that hope. Remember how I said at the very beginning that was that feeling you get inside yourself when you think of something you really, really, really want. Like you know that's it. We've worked really hard in the past to make sure that feeling is aligned correctly with our true self. And I'm here again, we're going to continue to evolve, and this will continue to evolve. But for right now, this has recently gotten a deeper meaning and new definition for us as a collective. We've reached a new level of the star energy and what we wish for and hope for. A kinder, I'm hearing, more compassionate star wish. Aquarius energy. That collective social aspect to it. Of I do whatever I want as long as I'm not causing other people harm. And I now know what that harm, I have a better definition of that harm. And so I avoid it better, thus better community. I don't know. Woo, okay. Did you guys follow that? Okay, so refocus. Vulnerability. Being vulnerable to our newly awakened heart space, letting that star energy exist within our souls, being vulnerable to that will lead to a little bit of anxiety and overwhelm or confusion, but it's because that overwhelm and confusion is teaching us discernment to ever more refine this star energy. All right, now I'm gonna do the moon. Give us more info on the moon here. Start of the moon or the moon in general, Spirit. What do we got for that? Cut the deck, okay. All right, 3 cards for the moon. The sun. Oh, I love you, Spirit. I love you. I love you. Star, moon, sun. Boom, boom, boom. This is the progression of the major arcana. 17, 18, 19. Oh, look how good that looks. We are progressing. Our soul is moving forward in the pattern that souls move. Now we go back to death. 13, death. Continual transformation, surrender, and willingness to go through this process. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, so the death with the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. To the sun, visibility, brightness. Everything is seen. We can see the truth. And the truth is, surrender brings new opportunity. Like I said earlier, Kali Ma energy. The destruction is the creation. Willingness to step into the dark brings us to the light. I feel like a swirl of messages like right above my head, but like not coming in. Like there's something in these cards that I'm not seeing yet. I don't know. All right. I don't know. Maybe it's come out in another reading, or we'll see. I'm going to go to my overall cards now. Okay, Spirit, bring it all together. Bring it all together for us. What collective energetic weather are we all dealing with at this moment? Three of Angels, which would be Three of Swords, clarification. Clarification. That is a beautiful interpretation of the Three of Swords. Three of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith is like the heart with the swords through it. People usually call it the heartbreak card. But that's emotional, and swords is mental energy, air energy. So that definition has never sat right with me. I love this clarification. And again, goes right back into the message. It all lines up. Like I said, discernment, clarification. That's what we are collectively going through right now, is a clarification process, a recalibration to keep the cycle of the soul moving. Star to moon. We went up a step, and before we keep moving forward into the sun, we have to pause and recalibrate so that we're not running up unbalanced. We want to do this strong and healthy. We don't want to run up the stairs and break a hip. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race, because it allows us time to get clarification and discernment, wisdom, so that we don't have to keep going back and repeating steps, so that the lessons sink in immediately, or not easier. If we take our time, the lessons sink in easier so that we don't have to repeat them. We're in soul school. Let's study hard and study right. We don't want to take the exam twice. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else to finish this off? This one? I looked at it and I was immediately like, do we have to? Do we have to read this one? Four of Hearts, Depression. It's actually the same one here, Four of Cups. Overwhelm. Look at that, all those tears, that release. But look how red hot her skin is. Those tears are cooling. They're healing. The depression is healing. To be vulnerable to the happy emotions means we have to be vulnerable to the sad emotions. I think Chiron's going retrograde today, the wounded healer. Don't quote me on that. I have not been super closely following astrology. But that and this that fits with this kind of energy. The wounded healer being somebody who has been hurt, and because of their hurt, they've learned to heal, kind of in like a inverse balance to whatever the wounding was. That's where they can offer healing to others. And if it's going retrograde, kind of switches all the energy around. It slows down and goes backwards to revisit where it's been before. Because if we weren't fully vulnerable to our emotions when we went through it the first time, this Chiron retrograde is a chance to kind of like revisit old wounds and to feel them more authentically and fully. There's a fly bugging my head. Okay. All right, no disrespect to this, but because I love my grandma so much, but whenever a fly bugs me, it is my Polish grandmother. What am I doing wrong, Grandma? She landed on the King of Cups. Okay. That has to be personal. I'm not going to try and do it here in the video. Yeah, I think we're done. We're at about 30 minutes. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful and it made sense to you. Yeah. Basic energy is that we're moving from the star to the moon. And we want to do that slowly and correctly because it is going to be an emotional process. We're going to be vulnerable. But it is teaching us discernment. All right. I think that's it, guys. Thank you for watching today. Like and subscribe if you feel so called, and I will see y'all later.